Hey, my fellow speed geek or speed freak, depends. It's me, Sam Portland, back, and I'm in the office chair today because I want to show you a couple of bits and pieces. I get a lot of questions about, well, how does speed translate to field sport? How do we do that? I want to run faster on the field. Not sure how is my weight room working? What speed do I do? There's so many questions about it because the subject is so convoluted that that we get lost, which is why I wrote this. So if you're really looking forward to getting into the speed stuff and you're a proper speed geek, check this out on Amazon. It's pretty beasty. It's everything I know pretty much. And you can have it. You can have it for whatever Amazon price it at. I don't know what they're pricing it at the moment. So for me, that book was a massive mission to start really creating this huge conversation around the preparation of speed for team sports, building team sport sprinters. So I'm going to show you the way that you need to start thinking about your training and how your training is going to influence the way that you prepare for your sport. So here we go. I'm doing this on Zoom, so I'm going to pull up this slide, and this is the first top line overview of the system. Okay, and the benefit of having a system is that it creates behavior, and with those behaviors, we are able to start dictating sport. And now I want you to imagine this: if you're a rugby player, that you have to have really good fitness. So you are told to kind of train like a middle distance runner, doing MAS runs, yo-yos, and all those sorts of things. You also have to be really strong. So you get trained to be a powerlifter, improving your squat and your bench. You are told that you have to be really explosive. So you have to jump a lot. If you're lucky, your program will allow you to jump a lot. And if you are in a program that does value speed, you're going to train like a sprinter. Um, and all of those things do not actually help you become a better athlete for the field. They're all just what we think. And heaven forbid you're told you're too small and you add that you've got to train like a bodybuilder in there as well. So all at the same time, you're a powerlifter, bodybuilder, sprinter, um, and a middle distance runner all at the same time, but you've got to play sport every weekend. So this is how we start to break things down, because why don't we just forget all of that noise, forget all of that nonsense, and start taking on the challenge of becoming team sport sprinters? And that's one of the things that I do really, really well. And I've done it for many years, and this is my system. So I'm going to start teaching you. And if you want a copy of this slide and you want a copy of this model, then just comment sports speed below and I'll send it to you so you can start to really think about the way that you're constructing your training. Now, if you take this and we look at the bottom here, we've got general speed. And I'm going to break this down for you. And the whole idea of general speed is just running fast in a straight line. Most people stop there. And that's where we start. All of the weight training, everything that we do is number one. It's the bottom. It's just the beginning. And I can hear you go, oh, wow, we're just opened up a whole new door, the dramatic scene. No, but when we put context around it, you have to think that everything that you are doing that's not sprinting or not playing rugby is only developing you to do that. And this applies to football, American football, hockey, you name it. I've done it with all field sports, and it's exactly the same principle. Okay, because the number one thing you do on the field when you don't have the ball is run, pretty much, in most situations. So all this training that we're doing here is to develop general speed, run in a straight line and change direction around cones. So that really should look like an off-season type program. And everything that we do, and there's many multi-year approaches to this, and the way that we want to really develop an athlete long term is really important, or develop yourself long term, because you may just do the same off-season weights program every year and think it's going to improve you, but it actually won't. We need to make some changes. But if you apply this system right away and the way that we think about this, you're going to feel fresher. You're going to be less likely to get injured, and you're going to feel faster, be faster, and actually have more positive impacts in your sport on the field where it matters, right? Where it matters. So, so first and foremost, let's see how fast we can get you to accelerate, how fast we can get you over 40, 50 meters, and how fast we can get you to change direction over and over again. And then we're going to look at specific speed. So this is where we start to say if you can get 10 meters per second in 50 meters, for example. Well, the typical sprints for a winger in rugby are going to be 20 to 30 meters. So how much of that 10 meters per second can we use in the 20 to 30 meter range? Because we've broken out a peak acceleration there, and we need to get, can we get 8 meters per second inside 30 meters, 9 meters per second inside 30 meters over and over and over again? So we're starting to assess where our general speed actually fits on the field. Because you may be watching this thinking, I'm actually quite fast. Or I've got fast players in my field, in my team, but they always get caught, they always get tackled. Like, why does that happen? And this is the reason why, because they've not been specifically conditioned to sprint to meet the demands of the game in a sequential order, in a logical progression, which is what we've created here with the Sport Speed system. And this is just the top line, and inside the book and everything that we do, we dig into these details. There's 400 pages spread over those 4 books, over these four sections. So you can imagine the detail that we go into. So then we look at special speed. Now, special speed is the repeated expression of speed within the confines of tactical preparation. So what does that mean? Well, what that means is, in our starter plays in rugby, for example, can I produce my speed over and over and over again? Out on the wing, for example, at 13, at 12, at 10, can I repeatedly maintain my speed to execute the tactical preparation? Can I hold on to my explosive speed capabilities whilst preparing for the game, whilst in training? Am I only good at running fast? Do I only run fast in training, like in speed work, but never fast with ball in hand? Like, where does that fit? Where are you in that type? And I'd love to know in the comments. If you let me know, that would be absolutely amazing. So then if you think about the typical things that you will do when you play rugby football, for example, the way that you play, there's going to be a certain speed element that you really need to master. And that is going to be game changing for you. This is where the nuance of developing speed is so important. And then we start to look at tactical speed. This is where we start to develop the speed so well that you can change the way you play by using speed, by doing things faster. We can start to look at elements of your game that you may be getting caught on the turn. You may be a winger and always get beat on the outside, or get beat on the inside, or get half tackles, or not happy with that performance, or struggle to beat the player in front of you when your static starts, for example, or caught in the backfield. You struggle with a reload sprint scenario. So we start to assess those and really dig into understanding, well, how do we start to break the game? And that's what it's all about. I think if you ever watch sport, you know that speed is the massive common denominator between success and loss. And because doing things faster is generally, and I do have a bias, is generally going to yield a greater success. If you can get off the line quicker in defense, you're going to cut up time. If you can reload quicker, you're going to take away time from the attack. If you can actually attack from greater depth, you're going to close the space. You're going to manipulate the space a lot easier, and many other different ways. And speed will allow you to control the time in the game as well, which is really important. So we're really trying to hone in on this and integrate this into training. And that is so important for you as an athlete, or you as a coach trying to develop your game. You have to think about, rather than starting in the weight room, for example, how do we keep building? How does the weight room attach to the field? Quite frankly, it doesn't. Okay. We need to work backwards from, am I executing my 1v1s well enough? How fast am I on the field? Is my body supple enough? Am I recovering well enough? And those things, those are the questions that we really need to start asking in order to construct effective training and preparation. So hopefully that video is going to give you a massive insight into how you need to start preparing for training against the way that you may have been preparing for your sport. And as I said, if you want a copy of that image, then just comment sports speed below, and I'll send it to you. So stay tuned for much more in-depth, detailed videos like this that are really going to help you drive your performance. And if you're new to the channel, thank you so much. Please subscribe, stick around, come on this journey with me. It's going to be a wild ride, and let's build some speed freaks and entertain some speed geeks along the way. I'm a freaky speed geek. How about that? So thanks for joining in, and I'll see you on the next video.